Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kim. I started this channel to share my journey as a daughter caring for my mom with Parkinson's disease. I've since lost her, but I'm continuing to make these videos in hopes that all my knowledge from research I've done, as well as the experiences that we've shared, will help someone else. Talk today about one of those things. Auditory hallucinations. My mom started hearing music that wasn't really there. Not just any music, specifically Elvis songs, clear as day. In this video, I'm going to talk about auditory hallucinations in Parkinson's, why they happen, what they mean, and how you can help someone going through this. And if you're the one hearing those auditory hallucinations, this will help you too. First of all, I want to explain what an auditory hallucination is. It's when someone hears something that isn't actually there, like voices, sounds, but most commonly in Parkinson's, it's music. It's more common than you might think, especially in the later stages of the disease. Sometimes these hallucinations are mild and harmless, but other times they can be distressing or very confusing. My mom would always hear Elvis songs. She could never pinpoint which song it was, but she was sure it was Elvis. Sometimes she found it comforting, but other times she found it quite annoying. If this is happening to your loved one, you're not alone, and you're not imagining it. So why does this happen? What causes musical hallucinations in Parkinson's disease? There are a few possibilities, and sometimes it's more than one thing at once. And this does not cover all the reasons, but these are the most common. So number one, Parkinson's disease itself. As the disease progresses, it doesn't just affect movement. It can also disrupt how the brain processes sound and sensory input. When those pathways start to misfire, the brain may fill in the gaps by creating its own sounds, often music, because it's deeply tied to memory and emotion. This is called musical ear syndrome. Number two, medication side effects. Some Parkinson's medication, like carbidopa-levodopa, ropinirole, or pramipexole, increase dopamine levels. Now, I might have said all of those wrong, so I'm going to have them up on the screen. This can overstimulate the brain. While they help with movement, they can sometimes cause side effects like visual or auditory hallucinations, especially at higher doses or in sensitive individuals. Number three, Lewy body dementia or cognitive changes. Some people with Parkinson's develop dementia or memory problems, and that can also lead to hallucinations. The brain may mix memories, sounds, and even feelings into something very real, like hearing an old song playing even though there's no radio nearby. Number four, hearing loss. Even mild hearing loss can lead to something called musical ear syndrome, which is what I think was my mom's issue. This is where the brain invents music to fill in the silence. If a person already has Parkinson's disease and their hearing is reduced, their brain might interpret low background noise as something musical. This is what happens with my mom. We noticed the music would often start when the air conditioner or a fan was turned on. That soft, steady hum gave her brain just enough input to build something on top of it. In her case, an Elvis tune. This is called auditory pareidolia. Now, I'm probably saying that wrong, but this is where the brain takes vague sounds and turns them into something familiar. So I think that the combination of that and the musical ear syndrome is what was my mom's, I don't know what you want to call it, but that's why she was having the musical auditory hallucinations. Mom didn't just hear any old music. She heard specific Elvis songs. She never knew exactly which song it was, but it was clear she knew it was Elvis. It's really fascinating as she could pinpoint exactly where the music was coming from. It wasn't like she was just heard it in her brain. She would say, oh, it's on top of the dresser, or behind the TV, or coming from above the stove. She wasn't just confused. Her brain was doing something incredible. In cases like hers, the brain doesn't just create sound. It also assigns a location to it, using the same systems that help us tell where a real sound is coming from. It's a known phenomenon in Parkinson's disease and also in Lewy body dementia. So it felt 100% real to her, and that's why it's so important to meet our loved ones with compassion, not correction. She asked me so many times to turn it off, but I calmly told her that I couldn't hear it and that I thought it was part of the hallucinations she was experiencing. She would tell me often that she never knows what's real and what's not anymore. I wasn't the type to just play along like, oh yeah, I hear it too, if I didn't really hear it. I wanted her to understand that I know she hears it, I just don't hear it. So I was compassionate about it and kind. I wasn't arguing with her. But at the same time, I didn't want to act like I was also hearing this music, because she asked me to turn it off all the time, and I couldn't turn it off because it wasn't even real. Anyways, once we connected that the fan noises and the low hum noises were causing the music to come, I would try to limit those noises so she wouldn't hear them. And it really helped. And I found some other things that might help, so I'm going to go through those right now. So, what can you do? If your loved one is hearing music that isn't there, here are a few things that might help. Number 1, talk to the neurologist. The doctor can check to see if medications might be causing it or if cognitive changes are playing a role. We didn't discuss this with the neurologist because my mom's neurologist was not very helpful. But hopefully yours is. The next thing you can do is get a hearing test. Hearing loss is often a hidden cause of musical hallucinations. I did not know this when my mom was still alive. I found this out later. She did have hearing loss and she did have a hearing aid, but she didn't wear the hearing aid all the time, and maybe if she did, that would have helped her. This next one, turn off fans or background noise. That definitely helped Mom. Because we found that the music hallucinations stopped when we turned off the fan or played some other music. So this was an interesting phenomenon. One day, she was really, really bothered by the Elvis songs. This was before I knew anything I hadn't connected the thing about the fans yet. I was doing laundry, so the dryer was going. And the Elvis music was really, really irritating her. She was getting so mad. Please turn it off. Please, I can't think, blah, blah, blah. So we turned on the TV, and it was on a game show, one where you have to guess the songs. Anyways, the songs were on there, and we were watching that show, and all of a sudden, she told me that the Elvis songs had gone away because we were listening to the songs on the TV show. So that became a strategy I used. I would, I put a bunch of music on her iPhone. I said, every time you hear the Elvis songs and you want them to stop, play. She loved Queen. So I said, play the Queen album. So she would play that, and that would cause the Elvis songs to go away. So that was helpful. Create a calm space. Bright lights, confusion, and stress can make symptoms worse. Now, I found that bright lights help Mom. When it was dark in the room, she had much more confusion. But everybody's different. The last thing they suggest is to validate, don't argue. If your loved one hears music, ask them about it. Try not to say it's not real. Instead, say something like, tell me more, or what do you hear? Or like, I can't hear it. And that's what I did. So if needed, there are some medications that can help with hallucinations, but they are only used if the person is truly distressed and if it's happening all the time. And just know that medications do have side effects. So you got to weigh the pros and cons of the medicine. Talk to your neurologist before even heading down that path. Now remember, you're not alone. Parkinson's doesn't just change how we move, it changes how we see, hear, and feel the world. If your loved one is hearing music, it doesn't mean they're losing touch with reality. It means their brain is working overtime to make sense of a world that's changing. I hope this video helped explain why this happens and gave you some ideas on how to support your loved one. If you've seen this in your own family, I'd love to hear your story in the comments below. And if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. You're not alone, and together we're stronger. Please be kind to yourself and those around you. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for listening and watching. This was in loving memory of my mom and in support of every family facing Parkinson's disease.